Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Today our topic name is modeling of linear second order differential equation, or we say that modeling of linear higher order differential equations. In this lecture we learn how we can model higher order differential equation and what are the assumptions that are required to construct a second order higher differential equations. So in this regard, it is our lecture number 18. Now we start our lecture linear models, and these linear models are basically the initial value problems. In this section we are going to consider several linear dynamical systems in which each mathematical model is linear second order differential equation with constant coefficients. That is the first topic that we have read in higher differential equations, that we have studied in the higher differential equations. Along with initial condition to specified at time t naught. This is our second order linear differential equation, that is a2 d2y over dt square plus a1 dy by dt plus a naught y is equal to g of t. And these are the two initial conditions. Y of t naught is equal to y naught and y prime of t naught is equal to y1. The function g is variously called the input driving or the forcing function. We already studied this. What type of function we call this? We call this forcing function or driving function, or called the input. The output or the response of the system is function y of t. Y of t means it is the solution of the given differential equation, which is based on particular and the characteristic equation. And this solution must contain on an interval I. And this interval also contain this interval also satisfy, and this interval contain both of the condition and satisfy both of the differential equation and initial condition on the interval I. Satisfy both the differential equations and initial conditions on the interval I. The first topic under this heading is we consider the motion of spring mass system, or you say SHM, simple harmonic motion, that is free undamped motion. You are very familiar with the damped motion, undamped motion, and in this case there are three types of motions. One is damped, other is underdamped, overdamped. If the motion is damped, then it is either overdamped or underdamped. There are two types of motion: free damped and the second is damped. So here we have free undamped motion, in which we study spring mass system, in which you are very familiar with the simple harmonic motion case. So under this, some important laws are. We study some important laws. One is Hooke's law. It is very popular law that you studied in your intermediate and some initial classes at high school. Suppose a flexible spring is suspended vertically from a grid support, and then a mass m is attached to its free end The amount of stretch or elongation of the spring will, of course, depends upon the mass. The amount of stretch, elongation of the spring will, of course, depends upon the mass. By Hooke's law, the spring itself exerts a restoring force. By Hooke's law, the spring itself exerts a restoring force, F opposite to the direction of the elongation, as we see in your first law of Newton, in which if a book is placed on a table, its weight acting vertically downward, and in the response, table also pushes the book in the upward direction, and its normal reaction is in the upward direction. Weight of the book acting vertically downward, and the normal reaction of the table acting in the upward direction. Same is the case here. Itself exert a restoring force, F opposite to the direction of the elongation and proportional to the amount of elongation, and it is represented by S. Similarly, or we say simply stated, F is equal to minus kx. F is equal to minus kx. This negative sign shows that the direction of the motion is toward the center of the motion, and this k represent, and k is greater than 0, and it is called the spring constant. The spring is essentially characterized by the number k. Using, if we remove the negative sign, then we take the mod on both sides. Mods on both sides. If here the mod of F is equal to k is a constant and S is a displacement, either is towards the center or away from the center, so we use a mod sign here. We see if M is equal to and now we see how we can find the value of k here. Let's say if M is equal to 10 pound, and it stretches the spring half feet, then F is equal to ks. Substitute, and you know that here this is not M, this is say W. This is say, let me say this is W. W is equal to, because weight is measured in pound. This is our mistake here. So weight is measured in pound, whereas the mass is measured in kg. Okay, this thing must you kept in your mind when you use the formulas and calculate their units. And it stretches the spring 1 over, so you know that weight is equal to the force. W is equal to F. So at the place of W we use F, that is equal to 10, and F is equal 10 is equal to k into 1 over 2. It stretches the spring 1 over 2 feet. So I am writing here 1 over 2 at the place of x. So when I calculate this, k is equal to 20 pound per feet. Okay, you understand this? If you want, I am writing here this W is equal to F. Now move towards second law of Newton's second law. After a mass M is attached to a spring, it stretches the spring by an amount of S and then attains a position of equilibrium at which its weight W is balanced by the restoring force. W is balanced by the restoring force Ks. Recall that F is equal to W is equal to mg, and you know that what is the formula of W, that is equal to mg. So I am earlier I am telling you the quantity, what is the quantity of force it's equal to the weight of the body. How much weight of a body? It required the same, it required up to that force. So when the mass is measured in, where the mass is measured in slugs, these units are taken from the engineering system. These units are taken from the engineering system. Here you understand some new units that are that related with the British engineering system, where mass is measured in slugs or kilometers or in grams. Okay, where mass is measured in slugs, kilometers or grams, and G is equal to 32 feet per second square. G is equal to 32 feet per second square. Before this, you know that the value of G is equal to 9.8 or 10 meter per second square, and you know that in 1 meter there are approximately 3.25 feet. There are 3.25 feet. If you replace meter by 3.25 feet and multiplied by then 9.8, then you get 32 feet per square. Okay, it is a converting unit. Or you say you use 9.8 meter per second square, or if you measure it in centimeter, then it becomes 980 centimeter per square, second square. Here there are three positions of spring is given. Here a spring is attached with a support, and it is at this point it is unstretched. Here when we mass is attached with this spring, the spring gets some way elongation, and change its equilibrium position. This dotted line show its unstretched position. When I attached a mass with this is the elongation when I due to this mass M, as it attached with the spring, and this elongation is represented by S, and the length of the spring is L. You see here, this is the length of the spring, and it is denoted by L. Here it is also L, and it is called the elongation. So equilibrium position, this is called the equilibrium position here, and this position is called unstretched position. Equilibrium position is this, and when some external force is applied on the system, some force is applied on this mass and stretched this downward direction, in the downward direction. So now this is value L. Now at this point, what is this? This is the length of the spring in the equilibrium position, that is L plus S. Now you see here, when some external force is applied on a body, it exert on, when this external force exert on the body, it stretches more than its equilibrium position. That produce a stretch in the body about X units. So in this way we say that it is in motion condition. It is a motion condition of the spring, in which we stretch a spring and then we release that. As indication in the figure B, the condition of equilibrium is mg is equal to Ks. Here the weight of the body. So weight of the body is this, mg is equal to Ks. W is equal to Ks, and I am writing at the place of W mg, or mg minus Ks. If the mass is displaced by an amount x from its equilibrium position, the restoring force of the spring is then K into S plus x, because it has no two types of elongation. One is S and the other is x. It is due to the mass of the body, and at this position it is due to the mass plus the external force. So the restoring force is K into S plus X. Assume that there are no retarding force acting on the system. Retarding force acting on the system, and assumes that the mass vibrates free of other external forces, free motion. We can equate Newton's second law of motion with the net or resultant force of the restoring force and the weight. So in this way, you see here, this is equal to F is equal to MA. Here F, this is equal to F, this is equal to F is equal to, this is equal to M, and this is equal to A. And you know that the value of A is d squared second time derivative of displacement with respect to time. And this F contains the restoring force plus the weight. The restoring force plus the weight of the body. So I am writing here m into d square x over dt square is equal to minus k into s plus x plus mg. When I open this, this is equal to minus ks minus kx plus mg. Here f is equal to ks, as you see earlier. K is equal to ks, and ks is equal to mg. Ks is equal to mg, and you know that f is equal to w. So at the place of this ks, I am writing mg. At the place of ks, I am writing mg. So it becomes minus mg minus kx plus mg. Mg is cancelled with this mg. You get m into d square x over dt square is equal to minus ks. This negative sign indicates that the restoring force of the spring acts opposite to the direction of the motion. Opposite to the direction of motion. Here these are some positions of the spring. If x is less than 0, x is greater than 0, and this is its equilibrium position, and this is used in the results that we are driven after some time. Now, differential equation of free undamped motion. We are moving towards how we can model a differential equation of free undamped motion. Above, second order differential equation is m square d square x over dt square is equal to minus kx. I am dividing it by m, that is equal to d square x over dt square is equal to minus k over m into x, and you know that k over m is equal to omega square. K over m is equal to omega square. So I am substituting here, it becomes d square x over dt square is equal to minus omega square x, and this implies that d square x over dt square plus omega square x. This equation is said to describe simple harmonic or free undamped motion. This equation is said to be describe simple harmonic motion or free undamped motion. Two obvious initial conditions associated with the above equations are x of 0 is equal to x naught, represent the amount of initial displacement, and x prime of 0 is equal to x1, represent the initial velocity of the mass. So these cases are: number one, if x naught is equal to if x naught is greater than 0 and x1 is less than 0. X naught is greater than 0 and x1 is less than 0, the mass starts from a point below the equilibrium position with an imparted upward velocity. The mass starts from a point below the equilibrium position with an imparted upward velocity, and you know that when velocity is negative, then it is in the upward direction. So now point number 2, when x1 is equal to 0, the mass is said to be released from rest. The mass is said to be released from rest. If x naught is less than 0 and x1 is equal to 0, the mass is released from rest from a point x naught units above the equilibrium position. Now, solution and equation of motion. Given equation that we solve above, that is equal to d square x over dt square plus omega square x is equal to 0. If I am replacing the derivative by the differential operator, it becomes d square x plus omega square x is equal to 0. So it gets d square plus omega square into x is equal to 0. So its auxiliary equation is d square plus omega square is equal to 0. This implies that d square is equal to minus omega square. So d is equal to 0 plus minus omega iota. Now, so general solution is equal to x of t is equal to c1 cos omega t plus c2 sin omega t into e raised to power 0 t, and after simplification we get c1 cos omega t plus c2 sin omega t. And some more concepts. Period of a free vibration. Period of a free vibration. The period of free vibration described by t is equal to 2 pi over omega. T is equal to 2 pi over omega. And time period shows that how much time is required to complete one vibration. Time period means the time in which a wave completes its motion. That is called the time period of the vibration. And number 2, frequency. Frequency is the reciprocal of time. F is equal to 1 over t, that is equal to omega by 2 pi. Now, for example, x of t is equal to 2 cos 3t minus 4 sin 3t. Compare it with x of t is equal to c1 cos omega t plus c2 sin omega t. When you compare these two, you see here omega is equal to 3. Omega is equal to 3. So omega is equal to 3. So f is equal to omega by 2 pi is equal to 3 over 2 pi, and t is equal to 2 pi by 3. The graph of xt repeats every 2 by 3 units. The graph of x of t repeats every 2 by 3 units, because I am telling you it is the time period. It shows the period of the motion. And the mass undergoes 3 by 2 completes vibration per unit time. Now we see first example related to this topic. A mass of weight 2 pounds stretches a spring 6 inches at t is equal to 0. The mass is released from a point 8 inches below the equilibrium position with an upward velocity of 4 by 3 feet per second. Determine the equation of free motion. Determine the equation of free motion. One more time. A mass weight W is equal to 2 pound. Stretches a spring. Stretches a spring. So we take this is as x. Okay. At t is equal to 0, mass is released from a point 8 inches below the equilibrium. It means this 8 shows the velocity of the body. This 8 shows the velocity of the body, in which from where it is released below the equilibrium. It means its motion is towards up. So it is a negative velocity. It is released from a 8 inches below the equilibrium position with upward velocity 4 by 3 feet per second. Determine the equation of the motion, free motion. Now you see here we use engineering system of units. First we convert inches into feet. 6 inches, and you know that 1 inch is equal to 1 by 12 feet. When you substitute at the place of inch, you write 1 over 12, you get 6 by 12 into feet. It is equal to 1 by 2 feet. So 8 inches is equal to 8 by 12 feet is equal to 2 by 3 feet. G is equal to, the value of G is equal to 32 feet per second square. And W is equal to 2 pound. And we know that W is equal to mg. This implies that M is equal to W over G. We find the value of M here. We find the value of M here. So I am writing M is equal to W over G, and the value of W is equal to 2, G is equal to 32, 1 over 16 slugs. and slug is equal to pound by feet per second square. It is equal to pound into second square divided by feet. So I'm using the differential equation here, m d square x over dt square minus k into x. So our value of m is 1 over 16 d square x over dt square, and the value of k is equal to here f is equal to kx, and you know that f is equal to weight, so w is equal to kx, and the value of w is equal to 2 into k, and initially the weight is the body is released from 6 inches. So at the place of x I am writing here 1 over 2. Okay, when I simplify this, k is equal to 4 pound per feet. 4 pound per feet. This 1 over 2 is equal to 6 inches. So when I substitute this and simplify this, it is equal to d square x over dt square is equal to minus 64x. And this implies that d square x over dt square plus 64x is equal to 0. The initial displacement and the initial velocity are x of 0 is equal to 2 by 3. Here you see that when a body is released 8 inches below, that is equal to x of 0 is equal to 2 by 3. We required here two initial conditions. One is the displacement and other is the velocity. X of 0 is equal to 2 by 3, and the initial velocity is x prime of 0 is equal to minus 4 by 3. Here you see that. Here the velocity is this, and this is the point 8 inches below the equilibrium position. Okay, now by equation number star, if we convert it into the differential form, it becomes d square plus 64 into x is equal to 0. So d is equal to omega is equal to 8. So x of t is equal to c1 cos omega c1 cos omega t plus c2 sin omega t. If you want to do this in your natural way as you are performing before this, it is also equal. X of t is equal to c1 cos omega t plus c2 sin omega t, and what is the value of omega? That is equal to x of t is equal to c1 cos 8t plus c2 sin 8t. Now I'm saying this is equation number 1. Now I'm taking its derivative, that is x prime of t is equal to minus 8c1 sin 8t plus 8c2 cos 8t. This is equation number 2. Now I'm using first condition, that is x of 0 is equal to 2 by 3. X of 0 is equal to 2 by 3. Put x is equal to 2 by 3 and t is equal to 0 in equation number 1. And you see here, when I substituting here, x of 0 is equal to c1 cos 80 plus c2 sin 80, and the value of x of 0 is equal to 2 by 3, and you know that this value goes to 0 and this is equal to c1. So we get the value of c1 here. Now using the second condition, that is x prime of 0 is equal to minus 4 by 3, put t is equal to 0 and x prime is equal to minus 4 by 3. This negative value shows that the velocity is in the upward direction. So x prime of 0 is equal to minus 8c1 minus 8c1 sin 8 into 0 plus 8c2 cos 80, and you know that sin 0 is equal to 0, this term goes to 0, and we get 8c2 cos 0 is equal to 1, and the value of x prime of 0, that is equal to minus 4 by 3. So we get minus 4 by 3 is equal to 8c2. When I simplify this, I get c2 is equal to minus 1 by 6. So hence x of t is equal to c1 cos 80 plus c2 sin 80, and the value of c1 is 2 by 3 here, and cos of 80 minus, then I substitute the value of c2 here, that is equal to minus 1 by 6 and sin 80. Inshallah ta'ala, we will start with some other examples and with other conditions of motion. These are types of motion in which damped, under damped and over damped condition, and how we can solve this. Inshallah ta'ala, you will understand this. Take care. we will meet with other next lecture. Okay, take care. Allah Hafiz.